Hello.
Hello.
Hi.
Hi, everyone.
Hey, Erica, you're on.
Okay, Kathy is not able to join us tonight, not feeling well. So she just asked that I make a few announcements generally. The first one is regarding the Survey Monkey, just to remind people to fill it out and send it. The second is about I guess it's a auction estate sale that Pat's going to do next Tuesday during the chat time. And it's some items that are, I'm going to say high value, like original book, some silver, things like that. And I'm assuming there's going to be pictures and then people can bid on them. And then the last thing I'm to announce is that if people are interested in joining the Christmas gift exchange, to send your name to Kathy and state what scale your gift in, okay? And then the other is just an announcement for me. The train club is having a swap meet on Saturday at the Lions, Central Lions. And if anyone's interested, I think it's from like about 10 to 1. If anybody's into trains or thinks that they might find something there of interest. So those are the three things. Send in your Survey Monkey. Pat's sale will be next Tuesday at this time. Send your name and scale into Kathy for the Christmas exchange, gift exchange.
Any questions? Okay, Maureen.
Okay, I'm just doing my social media announcement for the book sale, October 29th, Saturday, October 29th in St. Albert. I have the messages have gone out. It's at Maureen Heikert's social room. It's in Mission Hill Grand, 78A McKinney Avenue, St. Albert, from 1 to 4, October 29th. We can also have the swaps. If people have extra ceiling tiles, the acorns, I think Lisa was talking about.
I got them back.
Well, you said you didn't.
I just went and got them. You were telling me to hold.
So what we'll do is the swaps, if you bring something, you can take, it's an exchange of stuff, but please, you're responsible to take your stuff out if there's any left over. And also we have some other surprises there going on, and it's a great time for us to have just a little bit of a social event before that evil snow comes. So I hope to see you all in person on October 29th. And if you need information, ask Kathy or myself, or anyone will help you as we can.
Did you
And
need
that's
an RSVP for that, or do we just want it to show up?
No, just show up.
Okay, cool. I just wanted to
Yep,
know.
it's just show up from 1 to 4 is when we're open, and maybe sticking around 4, you never know, you might get a free book. I didn't say that.
And I've got something to add to that from my quarter. I had taken home all the photo albums from the club's cupboards, and I've gone through everything. And I was actually quite surprised that I thought at one time we had almost a scrapbook of newspaper cuttings of, when anybody had, it was mentioned in the newspaper. And that wasn't in amongst all the things that I have uncovered. So if somebody maybe took it out from the church at one point and then just didn't, remember to bring it back, could you let me know? Because I'd like to incorporate that into what I've been doing.
There's two bags full of them.
We've got somebody in the background. I wonder if you could mute, please. Anyway, I've gone through all the photo albums, and in consultation with Sunny, who is the person that actually put most of them together, we decided that, you know, there are so many pictures in there that are just, you know, a room box. There's no, you don't know who did it. You don't know when it was done. You don't know what city it was done. Was it as a convention? Was it at a gathering or whatever? So I'm going to bring all of those photo albums. I'm going to put them on a table. And if folks want to take the pictures out of them and take them home with them, go to it. At the end of the day, whatever is left over is going to go in the garbage, because really, without having any labels on them, they're not really of any value. Those things that are labeled that I think are important to sort of keep the history of the club about, like we've got a whole page on John Greer and the kits that he made. We've got a page about Jessie Schaefer and the kits that she made. I'm keeping those and I'm putting those in an album. So we've got that kind of history that is being kept. But all the other ones that are, and I mean, there are hundreds of them, hundreds of pictures of room box. Who made them? Where did they make them? Why did they make them? No explanation. And like I say, if people want to take those photos home with them for inspiration or just to have a look at, then fine. Otherwise, they're going to be going in the garbage, because there's no one around that's going to be able to hold on to them. And there's very little reason to do so when you don't even know when it was made or whoever did it. Okay? Does that sound okay to you guys?
And Joanne, I have a few pieces of newspapers in my files here of stuff for you, but
Okay.
not a whole lot, maybe 4 or 5.
Okay, well, that's fine. Then
I'll bring that on at the book sale.
Okay, great. And I am creating just an album of those things that I've come across that I feel are kind of important to hold on to. And the rest of the stuff, I mean, there's really not a heck of a lot. We've got an album of newsletters from, I think, 1990 to 2018, which would be 2018 probably being the last time that we actually printed them out. After that, everybody just saved them online. And I've got minutes going back to, I think, 1990 or around that time. And those things I think should be kept, along with the ledgers showing who was a member of the club at whatever year. I've got all of those. So it's going to be just a tiny little box that will need to be saved now, that Kathy can have, or whoever the current president is, can save it in with the box of stuff that they have, the gavel
For the voice,
and all of that stuff.
That
So it can go along with all of
was
that.
looking for the voice.
Okay. Okay, thanks,
Great.
everyone.
Okay, before we get started with Carol, I'm just going to warn you, I'm going to mute everybody. Carol, you can unmute yourself right away, but I'm going to mute everybody so that we can hear what Carol is talking about, and I will spotlight her. So,
well, I'm going to share a screen pretty soon, Tina.
that doesn't matter. I'll still spotlight you.
Oh, okay.
That means when you finish sharing the screen, you'll come back live, okay?
Okay.
So I'm going to mute everybody and spotlight Carol.
Okay. Unmute myself. Okay, good. Is everybody else muted? Good. Okay, now I think if everybody's ready to go, I think I am. So I can share my screen now, can I, Tina?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, you can.
Okay, there we go. And there. And there. That should do it. Okay. Here we are. I've got to move my picture out of the way here. There. All right. I hope everybody's ready to go tonight. Here's the 12 scale chair. And here's the quarter scale chair. So we're off and ready. Put those away. I've got my ceiling tile. I've got my pattern underneath it, the pattern I sent you, piece of wax paper on top of it. I've got my box of pins ready, and I've got all my wood pieces cut. So they're all ready to go. The reason I like to work on ceiling tile for something like this is because the twigs roll around all over, and by pinning them on here, it keeps them stable. So first thing we are going to do, okay, you can take your front legs. I don't know, is anybody working along with me or not? Yes, oh no, they can't say anything, can they? Okay, we'll just work. Way I start is I put the front legs, which are number A, over top the A on the pattern. I put a pin at the top, straight up and down, a pin at the bottom, straight up and down, which holds them nicely. And then I put another pin on the outside and another pin on the inside. And it's stable as can be, won't move. Don't put a pin right where the cross bases are going to go because you're going to put glue there. Pin the second leg, same way. Then you take your part C. C is called a cross brace. So you've got 4 of them, you will need 2 of them. So take 2 of those. One will go in between here and one will go in between there. And right away I can see, I can see I cut them wrong. Front and back cross. Oh no, maybe I'm using the wrong ones. I'm using the wrong ones. These are the ones. They sit right on top like that. There, now we're good to go. And there I put my pin right where the cross base is. I got my glue gun ready. I hope it's hot. So I'm going to put a little bit of glue there, a little bit of glue there, and stick the cross brace on. Second cross brace, some glue there, some glue there, and the second cross brace goes on. Now, we don't usually like glue gun glue, but for this project, it's sort of all we could use. So that's the front. Now we're going to work on the back, take the long back legs. And they fit there. Pin them the same way as you did with the front. Now I can see I got a crooked one. Oh, well. Put a couple pins at the sides to keep them from rolling around. And you're ready to put the cross braces C across here. Same one this is that you used at the front. So cross brace C, cross brace C. Glue gun, glue gun. Oh, I'm a disaster with a glue gun. I need an extra pin here. Here. Second cross brace, glue gun, glue gun. If you have any questions, unmute and ask me for sure. Okay, there's the basis of the chair done. Next thing you're going to do is put in the cross braces. And those, there's 4 of them. Now on here, they're going to stand up. Oh, can you see that? They're going to stand upright, perpendicular, just below the cross brace. Can you understand what I'm doing here? So there's going to be 4 of them, just before the cross braces, standing up perpendicular. So I'll put a little glue there and stand it up. Put a little glue there and stand it up. 2 more. Little glue there. Stand it up. Now you might have to adjust these so that they're sort of standing up perpendicular. Like that. Okay. Now, the next part is the only part that's a little bit tricky. The front of your chair should be dry by now. Remember, it's the feet down here, the feet down here. It says to flip this over onto that one. So I'm going to unpin this one now. Now, there are a whole lot of ways you can flip it over, but if you keep the feet to the feet, you'll be okay. So I'm going to take this and flip it over like this. Then you want to dry fit it so that those standing up braces fit just under the braces of the front, the same as the back ones. They will fit just like that. You might have to adjust them a little bit so that they stay in place. Now, I notice I'm getting out of my light a little bit. What's going to happen is you're going to just take this off, put hot glue on each of the 4 posts. Then you're going to put this back in place. You're going to have to do it fairly quickly before the glue dries. So that's why we dry fit it first and make sure that it's fitting. Okay, I'm going to do that. I'm going to put glue on the top of each of these posts. And then I am going to, oh, aren't I smart? Yeah, this way. Get them in there, position them. One thing nice about this, if it isn't perfect, you can hide the mistakes with moss. So those should be holding it together now. And you've got a chair. So I'm going to take the pins out. And stand it up. There's your basic chair. A little wonky. A lot wonky. Oh well. Next. That's done. Oh, we have to put a shelf underneath the seat, more for strength, you know, just to make sure it's a little bit strong. So I just got 2 little twigs that are going to go across underneath the bottom shelf. Doesn't matter too much exactly where they go. Just sort of put some glue on bottom shelf and set them in between. This part doesn't have to be too exact. Little glue on the second part. You can put these any place you want. You can put 1 or 2 or 3, whatever you want. So now you've got a little shelf underneath your seat. Now we need a seat. So I've got 4 twigs, and these are just going to line up across where the seat goes. Now, the 4 of them fit. Sometimes, depending on your twigs, they won't fit. So the 4 of them fit here. Lucked out. I'm going to put glue all across the 1 cross brace, all across this brace, and then lay the seat on. I am a disaster with hot glue, I tell you. There, I have got a seat on my chair. Next thing to come are the armrests. Okay, there's my armrest. The armrests just fit across there. That I put 2 on each side. You can put 3. You can put whatever you want. So I'm just going to put 2 armrests across each side now. My light is terrible. I'm sorry. I tried everything under the sun with lighting and still haven't got it. So there's 1 armrest. Another armrest on the other side. An armrest. And a second armrest. These are a little bit wonky because there's a bend in one of my twigs. So now my chair has armrests. And next we have to put in the backrest pieces. And those are labeled D on your diagram, but I forgot to put the D up on the list of pieces up here. So forgot that. So the backrest, same thing. Check and see that they fit. Oh, no, I got a problem. Doesn't fit in between. Okay, so then I might have to just chop these down a little bit. Yep. Okay, might have to just chop a wee bit off one of them, 2 of them. A little more. Okay, this one. Good. First armrest piece. Some glue along there. And set it in. Set it in at an angle sort of where you think it would be comfortable. Second armrest piece, got to trim. There we are. Set, pardon me, we're doing backrest, not armrest. Sorry. Second backrest piece. Trim. Oh, I've got a node there that's in the way. So there, third backrest piece. that is basically your chair. Now, if there's any gaps or anything, moss is coming. The top part, I tried to bend some to curve it. They didn't want to stay curved, and I had quite a time, so I decided just to make it straight. And I've got a few sticks here. You can just take something like this and cut it and put it across. You could cut this shorter so that you can put it on an angle. You can do all kinds of things here, but I think I kind of like it just right there. So I'm just going to snip it there. You've got a little piece sticking up on a little note on one side and a little, yeah, or this way. Okay, I like it that way. Some glue there, some glue there. Put the top on. You can do all kinds of things here. You can make all kinds of designs and so on there. Now we just need the spindles to go in the back, and those have to be cut separately because they're all going to be different. So I've got a little bit, this is from my mock orange tree, and they're quite nice and thin. So I'm going to use these as spindles. So one will go that size. I've got a pencil here to mark it. So I'm going to stick it under there, put a mark, and clip it. Then that'll just glue in about the middle. Little bit of glue, little bit of glue, and put that about the middle. Now, you can put the other spindles upright if you want, or I did this one. I made them like these, fanned out if you want to do that. So up beyond this point now, it's entirely up to you how you want to put your spindles in. I won't sit and do all of them because they're all done the same way. You just set them in where you want them, mark them, and cut them. So that's basically the chair. At Michael's, I got maybe it was Walmart, I got a bag of, it's called forest moss. And I just pull it out and rip it up into little tiny pieces and just glue it all over. If there's any places that are gaps and so on, you just glue it wherever you want to glue it. And that makes your secret garden chair. So that was quick and ugly. Now, I don't know if you want to unmute and ask questions or if you have any problems.
It was great, Carol. Not at all ugly. Cute as can be. Thank you so much.
This can be. Now, there were a couple of other things. These ceiling tiles have more than one use. And I thought I'd just give you an idea of some other things I use them for. This is the ceiling tile that I used to make my bed, my sunflower bed and chair. So this is what I do. I just take a piece of ordinary graph paper and draw out the pattern of what you want. That's what I did on here. Put the graph paper on the ceiling tile, wax paper over top of it, and then use that as your pattern. So the little, this is the chair that I made before, fits on there, and I used the same measurements for this chair. So it's basically the same size with a little bit different. So I like to use these because you can then use them to build furniture that is a little wonky, that you can't put into your, Lego squares or something like that. And it'll hold it in place, even though it's a little bit wonky. So that's what I like to use these for. Besides that, I also use it to make my curtains. So these are the curtains for my shabby chic that I'm making right now. And you can pleat them right on the graph paper. So I've got a little piece of cotton here started. I'll show you how you do it. First of all, you pin your choice of curtain material down the side along a line so it's nice and straight. Then to do a pleat, you keep the top straight, and at the top you count 2 squares over. Then you slide it back to 1 square and pin it. At the bottom, you do the same thing. From the last pin, you take the pin 2 squares over, slide it back to the first one, and then you have to give it a tug. Pull it tight, and then that will bring up the pleat. This fabric that I chose is being quite rebellious today. So I just put a little pin in there just to hold it. And just to go over once more, at the top, you take your pin. I hope you can see this. You count over 2 squares, hook the pin just into the fabric, slide it back 1 square and pin it. Then at the bottom, same thing. Over 2 squares, slide it back 1 and pin it. And there you've got your pleats. Now, I didn't invent this. A very famous lady, Judy Williamson, that's how she does hers. I don't know, is Judith on tonight? Did she know she was famous? So Judy Williamson is the one that did all this. And I don't know if I can even get it under the camera, but this is one of the beds that I did. No, pretty hard. One of the beds that I did using her pattern, and all the lace and all the silk was gathered on the ceiling tile like this. So it's a handy little gadget. I also, anybody that does any petty point rugs or crocheting or knitting, you can put it on here, follow the squares when you block it, makes it nice and square. So those are some of the uses for ceiling tiles.
Carol,
Yeah.
can I ask a question about the curtains? What do you use to finish them with? Do you use spray starch? Do you use hairspray to hold the pleats after you take the pins out?
Okay. Depending on the material, if it's cotton like this, I usually take a steam iron and give it a really good steam and let it dry. And then I quite often use hairspray. Now with the silk, I forget, but I think I did use hairspray. And I think I was lucky it didn't stain it. So that is one couple of uses for it. Now, I don't know if anybody's, sorry? I don't know if anybody's doing the quarter scale one. To glue the quarter scale one, it was made with cloth covered wire. Now, I had some pieces cut here, and of course I lost them. Has anyone used the Bondic? I know Nikki has. The Bondic glue gun. I'll just show you how that works. I'm going to pretend I'm doing the quarter scale, but I'm going to make them longer because you'll never see them otherwise. We'll make 2 legs. And then we'll make a cross brace. Let's see about That won't. Now, I'm going to pin these. I hope you can, I'm going to pin these on just like with wood, but they're a little bit tiny and slippery, so there's a bit of a problem here. Okay, that's one. Next one, I'm going to glue there, or no, pin there. My tongue is not working. Okay, I think that will go like that. I'm gonna get my tweezers because my fingers are worth nothing. If I want to glue, and I have to do this left-handed, if I want to glue wire together, top to top like that, it's really tricky because it moves and gets in the way, and I have a heck of a time. This little guy, this Bondic guy, inside the tube here is resin glue. It's got a tip just like a pen. So what you can do, you put a little bit of glue where you want to put the pieces together. It looks like crazy glue, just clear. Then you can take your time putting the pieces on. You can move them. You can move them around until you get them into place. When you've got them in place, this end here is a little UV flashlight. You turn it on. I don't know if you can see it. Yeah, there you see it's UV. So you point it at the glue for a couple seconds. I usually do it more because I always don't trust it. You point it at the glue and it should be solid. Now, I know Nikki's used it. Take it out. And it's glued. Nice and strong. So that's what I keep talking about the Bondic for. It works beautifully on wire. I think that's all I have to say.
Okay, another question. Important. Where do you buy the Bondic thing?
Canadian Tire.
Canadian Tire, thank you.
It's about 25 bucks. And also, you can buy refills. You can buy refills of the resin.
Is that just the same resin you use in a resin printer?
I don't know.
Nikki, do you know?
Yeah, it's a UV curable resin. It's similar to what you use in a printer, but it cures faster.
Would you be able to send us the instructions, Carol? I never got them.
For the chair?
Yes,
Who's talking?
it's Cheryl. Cheryl Schofield?
Really?
No, I never got them.
Tina sent them out, so, but yes, certainly I can forward them to you.
Thank you, Carol.
Oh, that's funny. Okay. Yeah, I'll get them off to you. Okay, Cheryl, sorry.
You've done a really good job with this. They're absolutely fabulous.
Now, depending on if you used really thin twigs, you can get some really fine work. And if you go on Pinterest, honest to gosh, there's a million ideas for twig furniture.
Carol, what kind of twigs made the frame of the chair?
I used the ones from my raspberry canes.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Yeah. That's now the original ones were from a kind of a crisscross trellis thing I had.
Yeah.
The raspberry canes are actually quite interesting. You know, they're kind of
well, they are. Then the bark is nice, but they're fairly straight.
Yeah, Well, I had to pick out straight ones
Oh, okay,
and the right size too.
right.
But you know, you can use these little nodules and
Yeah.
make it quite interesting, you know.
Yeah.
But yeah, I did like the raspberry ones. They do peel off. You can see I've got a little bit on here. They do peel off to a certain extent, but oh, and then on the instructions, I also put a needle and thread. And that was because I don't trust hot glue. And when I made this bed, oh, I had a terrible time.
Whoops.
You muted yourself.
Yeah, Carol, somehow we managed to
I
mute.
think we all got muted there, and Carol, you got muted with us.
There. Okay, there I'm muted. I didn't trust the hot glue on this because these twigs did not want to stay curved like that. So you can see on every join here, I used a thread and a needle to tie them and glue them. On these parts where there's no thread, I actually drilled holes and put pins through there to hold them. Because, like I say, I don't trust hot glue. So I tried to do that with this little chair, but what I found is you could put some around crisscross them around these, but it was hard to get any thread or needle in between some places. So I thought, well, if it falls apart, you can glue it together again. That was one thing I did find.
Just don't allow any overweight fairies to sit in them.
Yes, exactly. So you can design your own designs on graph paper now and make anything you want.
I will be bringing a whole bunch of ceiling tiles to the swap. Because you can only buy them by the box. I bought a box because I had some stains on my ceiling here, and I've got lots left over. They're 2-foot squares, so I'm going to cut them into 4. So
Yeah.
I will have a dozen or so anyway of 1-foot square ceiling tiles at the swap at Maureen's on the 29th.
Good. I bought a box years ago, but you know what? I think I'm down to only a few tiles. Not very many left. Okay, I'm gonna stop sharing, I think.
Do you guys want us to bring snacks or anything for the swap meet? Baked cookies or something?
No, we've got it covered.
Okay.
Thanks for the offer, though.
Oh, no problem.
Carol, I don't know if you noticed in the chat, but Rosalie Lilo did not get them either. The instructions.
Okay.
That must be my fault. I thought I'd used an up-to-date list of participants, but we've got so many new people coming in that it's hard to kind of keep up.
Yes, I'm sure. Okay, I'll forward the instructions on to those two. Good. Anybody else?
I just have to say this is hilariously messy and a lot of fun.
Pardon?
You can't see, like, just outside of the screen, it's just chaos. There's dirt, twigs, moss, glue strings everywhere. Oh my God. It's really fun. And that was really, really cool. Thank you.
Okay, yeah, I know. I've got a mess all over. I've been walking on little pieces of twigs on the floor.
Oh, but every time I cut it, it just flew. There's twigs everywhere. I'll never find them. I give up.
Until you step on them.
Yeah.
By the way, you can make this into a sofa too, just by making it a little longer. Draw the pattern a little bit longer and you've got a sofa.
That's awesome.
So, Carol, I used your inspiration. I made chairs this week, but instead of making them out of wood, I made them out of quills.
What?
Goose feathers.
Oh my gosh.
So I just cut the feather part off and then I just used the quills and I didn't use any glue at all. I just pinned them.
Oh, because you could put pins through them, eh?
Through the quills, yeah. Have you ever seen, I don't know if you guys have ever looked up Napoleon Prisoner of War quill furniture? So that's kind of where I got the inspiration. So, but I kind of used your pattern in order to pull it off, and they turned out really good. The only problem is the quills are white.
Yeah.
So of course, you know, it's not all that pretty. So after the chairs were built, then I went in and painted them so that they look like they were wood. But they
Yeah.
were easy. Like they took the same amount of time as yours, maybe even less time, because you could just cut them with the scissors really easy.
Oh my gosh, have you got one you can show us?
Yeah, hold on. Photos, files. Hold on here. Now I gotta put my camera. No, that's not a very good picture, is it? Stop
Oh,
sharing.
but it looks good.
Hold on a second. Yeah, I tried the seats a couple of different ways. I like the ones that were horizontal a little bit better. Hold on a second. Camera. Why is it not working? Camera. Camera.
Oh my God.
Maybe that's a little better. You see how some of the seats I did horizontal and then some I did vertical?
Right.
And then the pins that, because I build at a smaller scale, I build in 1/24. So the pins that I used are applique pins.
Right.
But they had kind of like, I don't know what you call it, like a little head on it that was made out of sort of like porcelain.
Right.
And it would be much better if they were like the flat-headed ones, right?
Uh-huh.
Yeah, but I couldn't use the long ones because my scale's too small. So I needed half size, right?
Okay, good. No, that's amazing. I never thought of quills.
Yeah, just something different. They were pretty easy to make, so.
Yeah. Oh, excellent.
I like my chair. I'm very happy.
Oh, good.
That's grass, but it looks cute.
Yeah, you kept up with me because this is actually the third one I've built. So.
Oh, that's so cool.
You should spotlight the one you made.
Pardon?
Get her to spotlight the one that she made while she was following along with you, Carol.
Mine's not that good, but I can show you.
Hey, when you put moss on it, it looks wonderful.
It's pretty mossy. It's kind of hard to see. Sorry.
Oh, good, you made it little.
Yeah, I have a little weird thing right now that's not like a specific scale.
Okay, that's cute.
He's not done yet, but it's this little guy.
Perfect.
So I kind of just eyeballed it. He's not a real scale. It's just a little house.
Well, that's what's good about this is you can make them all different sizes and scales.
Yeah, I think it's about right. Yeah.
Yes.
I want to put a little mushroom on this guy. That would be really cute.
Yes.
Actually, my new favorite alternative to static grass, because static grass is really expensive. I don't know if you guys know the trick where you use a coffee grinder to grind up flower foam.
Oh, yeah.
Floral foam?
Yes.
All that stuff.
Yeah. I've got a little bag. That's what I used on the quarter scale one was the flower foam.
It's great, and it's so cheap, and it's like it looks fantastic, like moss, and it comes in different colors. You can get it in like a gray, and like you can also grind up that sphagnum moss stuff that you buy the big bags at the dollar store. You put that in a coffee grinder, and it works pretty good for like a fake static grass that costs like pennies instead of, you know.
Exactly.
Thing of static grass is like $20. It's like
exactly
nothing even in it.
Judith is here. Judith, did you see the book written? You wrote. Good. Okay.
Nikki, your little hut there looks like Hagrid's hut from Harry Potter.
Yeah.
That's what it reminds me of.
It's the little chimney.
Yeah, it reminds me of Hagrid's hut from the movies.
That's actually awesome. I like that.
Yeah. Make a tribute to Robbie Coltrane, right?
Yeah.
Since he passed away.
It is maybe I should make it more Hagrid-y. That's kind of what it's looking like. I didn't really have a plan. This was just kind of like, I don't know, just making it up as I go. But I like that. Maybe I should make it look more like Hagrid's hut. That's really cute.
Yeah, it's cute.
Find my mud paint from my chair. Because why not add mud paint to the mess? Can I make it even messier here? Oh.
Thank you so much for sharing that with us tonight. That was amazing.
Yeah, that's a really well done. Thank you. Thank you.
Okay, next week is just a chat, and then the following week is I believe is our first general meeting in November. The workshop next month is Nikki's going to do a thing on crickets. I always pronounce that wrong, sorry. Okay, so any other questions or comments?
Well, next week won't be just a chat. It'll be Pat's.
Oh, right,
sale.
of course.
Yes.
Yes, it will be a garage sale, an online garage sale.
Yeah, a state garage sale.
How does that work?
It's quite simple, actually. What we do is we've got photographs of every item that's for sale with the price. And so the seller, sometimes we do an estate sale, in which case Pat's the only seller. Sometimes we do it so that everybody can throw things in if they want to sell something. But the seller explains what it is, answers any questions, then goes on to the next photograph. When we've gone through all of the photographs, then people have got one chance to go back and look at one of the things that they want to check on. You know, I want to see what number 19 looked like. So you can go back and have a look. Then we'll call it a night and we'll pick a time. So let's say that the auction, going through all the photographs, let's say that takes, I don't know, 3/4 of an hour. So at 7:45, we're finished with the garage sale. And we'll pick a time, usually about 15 minutes in the future. So by 8 o'clock, the first email that Pat receives after 8 o'clock is taken as a bid. Now, this is not an auction. They're fixed prices, okay? The first email that Pat receives is sold. It is up to the person buying it and Pat to decide how you're going to get it. Are you going to pick it up at Pat's place? Is she going to mail it to you? If it's mailed, then you pay the postage as well. You decide how you're going to transmit the money. Thanks to Sandra's excellent work as treasurer, I believe we can just do direct deposits now. That wasn't an option in the past. But we will go through all of the rules at the start of the garage sale. And I don't know how many items there are. Erica, do you have any idea how many items there are going to be?
I'm thinking around 30, but I'm not honestly sure.
Okay.
Yeah, because it's mainly books, and then there's some silver pieces, and I think a couple of other objects. They're not large. They're not room boxes or anything like that. It's quite small. But I think it's either. I'm thinking 30 to 30 is probably how many there are.
Okay, so that wouldn't take too long to do it. So maybe we'll have a little chat session for 15 minutes or so first before we start the auction. But I'll talk to Pat. We'll work that out with Pat.
Sure.
And there's a couple of new people here tonight that I'd like to say welcome to. Shirley Clement and James Clement. James, I think I finally got your email right. I hope I did. Anyway, welcome. And also Linda with a Y. I'm not sure your last name, but anyway, welcome to the group. We hope to see you more in the future.
Thank you.
Ah, Shirley, there you are.
I don't show up very often, but
So what's your background in miniatures?
oh, I started miniatures a couple of years ago, but I've always been attracted to tiny things. And I didn't know that there was such a hobby as miniatures. So I started just gathering little things and being absolutely enchanted by all of these things. The tinier, the better. So I've just tried, and I like to make things. I just discovered this week that I'm kind of returning to my original thoughts was I like to make things from cardboard or household objects. Yeah, so rather than purchase, I'd rather make.
Well,
And I have, and I have it, my son has a 3D printer, I have a Cricut. We have all the bells and whistles and a full studio with bathroom, the whole bit. So I'm ready to rock and roll.
good. Good. Maureen Heichert has done some fabulous things with trash to treasure is what we call it. Household things that you can make into something else.
Yeah.
So
Yes.
I don't know where, we also have a book that we send out to new members. And I don't know what the status is of that right now. Maureen, do you have anything can you add to that? We've got quite a few new members, so we're gonna have some books going out, or?
Lucille has taken over sending the books out. So that's her department now. She has it.
There's
Okay.
a book.
Yeah, I was gonna say, there's a book.
Do I get a book?
I sent you one,
I don't have
Denise.
a book.
It's a booklet more than a
Oh,
book.
okay, got it. Yeah.
Booklet.
I'm thinking-
I see. I see.
Okay.
Maybe we
Put all the membership information, right?
Me? Who were
Pardon?
you asking? Who were you asking?
I
I
don't know.
was saying, maybe there are people who didn't get it
Oh,
and could find out who they are. Who's it that's taking care of them now?
Lucille.
Oh, Lucille.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, as part of the membership chair, she's taken that over.
I
Okay.
believe she'll be back. Lucille will be back in another week or like early next week. So you may not hear anything. So what we'll talk to Lucille about it.
last week we were talking about alternate paints to use on the lamp. Does anybody want to know what might work? Now that I'm
Yes, please.
covered in clay and can't touch anything. That was a bad idea. Oh, okay. Believe it or not, I found watercolor paints. Worked really well. This is one that I just quickly painted with watercolor paints. And it took me like 20 minutes and it worked really, really well. So I haven't completed it yet. I don't know if anybody would feel comfortable doing it.
Tina, can you spotlight Nikki?
But so far so good.
No, just hang on, Nikki.
It's kind of maybe I could take a photo and email it after, because it's really hard to show on camera.
And that's what watercolor paints?
Watercolor paint. It's not very good. Like I literally slapped this together in like 15 minutes. So it's not very well done. I just want to see if it would work. But of all the paints that I tried, it worked really well. It's semi-transparent. It was really easy to apply because the way watercolor works, right? Like once you make the little spot wet, you just have to kind of dab it and the color fills it. It was super easy and it stays on once it dries. It seems to work really well, and almost everyone has like a basic watercolor palette. I did not use fancy ones. They were just like a random cheap watercolor palette I had in the closet. So
what is that lamp made of, Nikki?
it's 3D printed in resin.
Oh, okay.
So
Nikki,
this
Nikki,
part
did,
is, done with a marker too. This is different.
Nikki, did you put a sealer on it?
No, not yet. I literally just finished it as we were starting the meeting because I wanted to see if I could do it.
Yeah.
It is dry. I mean, unless you're touching it, like it won't come off. Like I dried it with a heat gun.
But if it gets wet, it will come off.
Oh yeah, definitely. You can't get wet. I would not recommend making real life-size lamps with watercolor paint, but I mean, I don't know, unless it's gonna get wet, it probably is fine. And I don't know, I can try spraying it, but I'm worried if I spray it with something, it might make the colors run together because it'll be wet, right?
I don't know.
I don't know, but I mean, at the very least, it's a cool way to practice, and it's water soluble, right? So you could just like wash it off with some strong soap and you could get a clean slate. So if you want to practice before you paint the real deal, pretty easy, but it's really quick. Like painting with that other paint, the amount of time it took me to do a tiny piece, I literally did the whole thing in like 15 minutes maybe. I started it at like 6:45, so it really doesn't take long. Yeah, so something to try. I can't like vouch for it being perfect quality and guarantee it would last you forever, but it's at least a cheaper option.
Nikki, you
than
could
buying it.
try a fixative on it.
Yeah, maybe that would work better.
Yeah,
Do you know-
because fixatives aren't wet. Like you can spray those on like a velour paper.
Oh, can you recommend a specific one for me?
The one I have is so old, I don't know if you can get it anymore, but when you do chalks on velour paper, you have to put a fixative on so that the chalk doesn't come off.
Huh.
And
Oh, yes, that rings a bell. I have one somewhere from doing pastel, like drawings, not paintings. You know what I mean? Like pastel
yeah,
pictures.
yes, same thing.
Okay, yeah.
And yeah,
I think I might-
Experiment with those fixatives first, because
Oh,
chalks
definitely.
are dry to begin with. But if you spray some of the fixatives on inks or anything, it reactivates them.
Yeah.
And you can run. So experiment with different fixatives.
I use fixative if I print off wallpaper from like doll houses. I'll spray it with fixative, and the ink doesn't run. But I have these Tombow markers, like they're watercolor, and they have two ends on them. They've got a pointy end.
Oh, those would work so well.
And a fatter end. So they double-ended.
You know, you could try, when I print wallpaper for sale in my Etsy store, I always spray it with just Krylon sealer.
Yeah.
And that makes it I wouldn't say waterproof, but water resistant.
And I felt them before. I know, what you mean. It's not like a thick, glossy.
No, it's a
Right.
very fine spray. And of course, the ink at that point is, if it was water-based, the ink would run.
Yeah,
And
you're right, it would.
this actually seals it, so you could try that.
Yeah. And I guess ideally you'd want it to be glossy, like in real life, stained glass. Is that what we call it? Stained glass lamp? Glossy? It'd be glossy, right?
Yeah, the sealant is matte. It's not, it doesn't have a glossy.
Right. But I wonder if you sealed it, then if you could put something glossy on it, because it wouldn't run.
Probably.
You know what I mean? Maybe.
It seems to me I've got something that's a glossy fixative. I don't know. I don't use it very often. Something linoleum.
So yeah, I mean, obviously do at your own risk, but if you want to, play around with it, at least it worked really well. I think it might even be better to do one go of it, let it fully dry, and then go in again and do like a second coat, because the paint a little bit thicker. And the only issue I had was like, if there's a lot of moisture in there, how watercolors work, right? If you just touch the other color, they'll bleed together. So it's kind of tricky, but if you can coordinate it so you're doing spots that aren't side by side, it's, I'm amazed like how quickly that went. And it was really, really fun. It was like so easy. That type of paint was really easy to use on it. And I used like the cheapest random dollar store paintbrush, like nothing fancy. So for like $5, you could get enough paints to at least mess around with it. I mean, I guess if you want to get the expensive paints to do the real deal, you can always do that after, but like, this is a good chance to like experiment, not feel like you're going to ruin your only one.
I missed last week's chat, but when we did stained glass with Lucille, we used nail polish.
Yeah, I think this kit, I guess, that you can get from the person who made it, she recommends using glass paint for it. So we were talking about what paint to use and they're really expensive. So we're trying to find some alternatives, but it's actually really tricky to get like semi-transparent paint that's not some weird, like that's water-based, you know, not really expensive. I almost wonder if you just put nail polish on top of it, what would happen if the watercolor paint would run? Like if you could use a water, what do you call it? Clear coat nail polish to just maybe, I don't know, maybe a hot mess. Well, only one way to find out.
Experiment on a piece of clear acrylic.
Yeah,
Or
that's very true.
you've got lots of random bits of things
well, and
printed, I'm sure
I
you
kind
could.
of wrecked this one at this point. I broke it at one point, glued it back together. I've gotten clay all over it. And I mean, whatever. Like, it's probably never gonna look its best. So I might as well just experiment on it. I was gonna print some more anyways. So, but yeah, that's how that went.
Okay. Any other final questions or comments? If not, thank you very much, Carol, for the workshop. That was great.
Yeah.
Thank
Excellent.
Thank you, Carol.
Carol, thanks so much.
That was wonderful.
Thanks,
And we'll
Carol.
see
You're
you,
welcome.
and we'll see you all next week at the garage sale.
Sounds good.
So good
Good
night.
night.
Good night,
Bye.
everybody.
Can't touch anything on my computer now, so